They say he was born on the internet, but the fear he brings is very real. It all began in June 2009 on a forum called Something Awful. It was just a Photoshop contest, users creating creepy images of strange creatures. Among hundreds of entries, one stood out. A tall, impossibly thin figure wearing a black suit and tie, with arms far too long and a face that wasn't there. At first glance it looked simple, but something about that image felt wrong. The children in the photo stared into nothingness, and behind them, half hidden in the trees, he was there. No eyes, no mouth, no soul. They called him Slender Man, the tall man, a silent presence that watches, waits, and feeds on fear. No one expected what came next. That one photo would spread across the world like a virus. Forums, blogs, and videos began to whisper his name. And soon, people started to claim they had seen him, in forests, in blurry videos, in reflections late at night. It was as if something had stepped out of the screen and into reality. Over the years, Slender Man became a living legend. They said he lurked among trees, hidden in the mist, that he watched from a distance until your mind started to break. Headaches, static noises, recurring nightmares, and then came the disappearances. Many believe he doesn't kill, he consumes, slowly draining sanity from his victims, turning fear into power. But what's truly terrifying is how the story became real. In 2014, in the state of Wisconsin, two 12-year-old girls led a classmate into the woods. They stabbed her 19 times. When caught, they said they did it to please Slender Man. They claimed he was watching them, that he spoke to them in dreams, and that if they didn't obey, their families would die. The victims survived, but the world was changed. The creature that wasn't real had crossed the line. The myth had taken form. After that, people stopped laughing, and the stories grew darker. A night hiker claimed he saw a motionless figure standing in the road, too tall to be human. When he blinked, it was gone. A forest ranger in Colorado heard a strange buzz in his ears during patrol. When he looked up, he saw something pale moving among the treetops, and he knew he wasn't alone. Security cameras, glitches, faceless shapes. Slender Man had become the reflection of a shared fear. Because what's scarier? A supernatural being or the power of the human mind to create one? Some call it an egregore, a thought so strong that it becomes real. A creature born from belief, from trauma, from repetition. Maybe Slender Man is exactly that. An echo in the shadows, a presence molded by collective fear. But others say he's much older than the internet. Cave paintings show tall, faceless figures with long limbs. Texts from the 17th century mention a tall man who would steal children during the night. Maybe he's always been here. Maybe he just found a new name. You can choose not to believe. You can tell yourself it's just a story. But fear doesn't need proof. All it takes is one image, one sound in the dark. And if fear is energy, maybe he's listening now. Some say when you speak his name aloud, he draws closer. Others believe that thinking about him is enough to summon him. And there are those who swear they've felt something right after hearing a story like this. Slender Man doesn't run. He doesn't scream. He only watches. Patiently, silently, and the more you try to forget him, the closer he gets. So, if you feel like you're being watched right now, don't look back. Slender Man doesn't need to exist to find you.